After graduating from UNC's School of the Arts School of Film, a team of filmmakers have stuck together and moved on to developing their first independent feature.
I'm Clayton Whitmer. I'm the director of this low-budget independent feature.
I think something bad's gonna happen. I found something, and I don't know what it is, but it's out there now.
When you're writing a script, everyone's kind of waiting on you to be done. Like, the movie can't really start until you're done.
Luckily, I finished the script up while I was still in film school, so we had some really good teachers there that gave input into the script. First of all, what would make the script better, but then also probably how much time we would need to shoot it, how much money we would need to raise to film it.
He and I were actually hallmates our first year, and
with Clayton.
With Clayton as well at the end of the hall, and we became really good friends. So earlier on in our UNCSA career, we decided that we wanted to make a project together. And pretty much from that first project on, we've just been working together.
So this script is based on just one character, so we know that we needed an actor that would be committed through the whole shoot and also would be good. So we reached out to Drew Matthews, who had worked on the last of our 2 projects.
One of the biggest challenges we faced was budgeting and getting enough money for the film.
So we ended up having to do the Kickstarter campaign for only 2 weeks. A normal one's a month, 2 months, something like that. It promotes, new projects, so we were hoping to get a lot of people that we didn't know contributing. That didn't end up happening. Our producer, Clay, went around to local businesses trying to get them to see if they'd support, the local project, and that worked out a little bit, but not that much. And then it was mainly a lot of posting on Facebook, and even more just directly messaging people, kind of explaining the situation we're in, what we're trying to do, and that we'd really appreciate anything, and that's what ended up really paying off. We ended up going over our goal up to 14,000 when our goal was 11,000. And what that means is pretty much, it's not like we were adding anything else, there was just a lot more safety, a little bit of money was added to each of the departments.
Say 15 people on set, and we have allotted X amount of dollars, so you divide that, how much you have to spend per day. And then you forget that plates cost money and forks cost money, especially even at great value price, they still cost a lot of money. And making sure you have enough money that you don't run out by the end.
Rent the camera equipment, sound equipment, and then the additional money, for effects and stuff like that isn't that much compared to just all that normal stuff you have to do.
I didn't know you had this kind of talent going on, brother.
It's just pretty much whatever I gotta do.
Hey, well,
YouTube
I know the feeling, dude. I know the feeling.
Hold that. My only thing now is I feel like we're gonna sit in the corner of this.
Okay.
So it's pretty much everyone doing all the jobs. So our main location ended up coming together through our producer's landlord is a realtor, and he connected us with an empty house.
Ready? Good. 1, 2, 3.
At the level we are now, none of us are getting paid to make this, so half of the crew has full-time jobs while we're trying to make this. It's working around those schedules, and everyone pulling, late nights and stuff like that.
And just because of individuals' timelines for doing other things, we've kind of condensed that all into 3 weeks.
They work on really good storyboards, which helps with the editing process.
And just from shot listing alone, we spent in 10 days like 101 hours.
So the next one after this is just a wider thing. He's like holding it up, and we'll just see more.
We'll see him at that point too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're shooting about 25 days in whole. There's a lot of night stuff, so there's going to be a lot of late night shooting.
You're good. You're clean.
As soon as we're done shooting it, we're just going to start editing it. And then, we got some timeline as far as festivals go and stuff.
Probably all through August, and then probably like 2 or 3 months. Picture lock probably in the first month.
Hopefully if this movie's successful, we'd be able to use it to raise more money for our next project, and that's sort of the short, long-term plan.
Action. Tilt it a little more.
Okay, wrap it. Cut. Okay, see that one.
There's no way I could have made this with, by myself. There's also no way we probably could have made it without any one of the people on the crew missing. Everyone has been working the hardest they can.
I figure we're doing something right, so stick to the same team. I love working with the guys. We all have the same vision, so it's great.
We've been together for a long time, and I feel like we're all on the same wavelengths. So we all kind of understand each other, and I feel like that's a good relationship that we've built up over the past 4 years. And I hope we get to work on more projects in the future.
Believing in your other teammates, and when they say an idea, you make them draw it out 100 times to make sure it actually is a real idea, and then the leap of faith.
So I think you hear a lot about like directors, you know, making low budget movies and getting picked up to work on bigger stuff. And if you look, you know, at the credits, you can see that they usually bring a lot of their people along with them. You know what I mean? So I think that would be the hope for the team, that if one of us moves up, you know, bring the rest of us with them.
You can see the progress of the film, The Arbors, by liking and checking out their page on Facebook.